They're telling you care workers are bringing in too many dependents. What they're not telling you is it is the Brexit they pushed that made this happen. Back in 2010, EU workers could just come here freely. No visas, no paperwork, no dependents in the stats. But after Brexit, that labour pool vanished. Suddenly, we need workers from further away, and those visas allow family dependence. That's not a surge of dishonesty, that is the system that they designed.
In terms of the care home sector, look, there's a huge amount of work to be done on the care sector. We know there's going to be a big shortfall of beds. Our policy teams have already started working on this. But I want to emphasise again, no one is more acutely aware of the abuse in the care home sector, about the total lack of checks there were. There were no real checks at all about whether they even had the relevant qualifications. So what you ended up happening actually was the honest people self-selected out. And the dishonest people, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, ended up coming here with a huge number of dependents. I'll give you a statistic. In 2010, the number of dependents per work visa issued was 0.7. Now, that number is 1.2. And when you extrapolate that through any model on this stuff, that is a catastrophe. And the care home sector is a big part of that. I think it was in 2023, the relevant government department thought that they were going to issue 6,000 visas. And this is in the document, and they ended up issuing 58 times more than that. 58 times more than that. This is the state of decay and total malaise and incompetence that we currently have in our immigration policies.
On the surface, it sounds damning. In 2010, each work visa came with 0.7 dependents. Now it's 1.2. Catastrophe, he says. But here's the catch. In 2010, most care workers weren't even on visas. They were EU citizens under the freedom of movement. Once Brexit ended freedom movement, care homes couldn't just hire from Spain or Poland anymore. Priti Patel bragged about it. She said ending free movement would open Britain up to the world. And I suppose in one sense she was actually right, because now we're forced to bring in workers from thousands of miles away. But what she didn't say was the price. In opening up to the world, she closed the nearest door, the one to Europe. The cheap flights, the seasonal labour, the easy flow of workers who didn't need visas or dependents, all gone. What replaced it was a system where workers uproot their entire lives just to come here. And of course, they bring their families. I mean, who wouldn't? So when Zia's Youssef points out that dependence per visa and calls it a crisis, he's ignoring the obvious. This isn't abuse. It's a predictable outcome of ripping up freedom of movement and replacing it with long-distance migration. It's the very same people who told you Brexit would take back control are the ones who created this mess. It was Nigel Farage who threatened Cameron with UKIP until he caved and gave us the referendum. And again, it was Farage in 2019 standing his Brexit party candidates down to hand Johnson the majority he needed to make Brexit real. Now they point to care workers and their families as the problem. The truth is simple. They smashed up the system, they broke the labour market, and now they want you to believe it's the immigrants' fault that did it. And if you're still unsure of how we got into this mess, well, you need to see Ed Davey spelling it out just as it is, which is in the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.